waiting for Carlos's wedding. An 100-year-old house. This house is super old. This is the house. This is the room where all the dudes are gonna hang out before the wedding. Gotta get Starbucks for the people. Gotta get Starbucks. Got coffee. Look at me. I'm the coffee guy. Look at that. Gotta get my Tilbury today, but it's Carlos's wedding, and it's gonna be an awesome day. I'm super excited for Carlos and Sam. Bring back the coffee. Try not to spill it. Here on my left. Ooh, creepy. We're setting up for the wedding. Wedding fun going on.
Like that? Yeah.
Wedding decorations. Dudes doing wedding decorations. Hooks on us.
You know.
Oh, we're not dangling anymore. Wait, there's a nail here.
No, now we're dangling where we're not supposed to be dangling. It is a problem.
You gotta kind of tuck it in a little bit.
Ah, you broke my tree! My wedding's ruined!
We're at least.
Jesus. Turnabout it's a little low on the left side versus the right side.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Can we shoot? Okay.
Is there like a hook?
Too high. Is it too high now?
I was provided this
Tara,
evening. I needed an
can you-
extra.
can you-
Yeah, it looks good.
What? Bradley? Bradley? What? A little too tight.
Sorry. Yeah. No offense, Connor.
I mean,
Looks like Chris is the one getting there.
Wrestling, I guess.
We're all set on.
Yeah, that's better.
Arriba, abajo, pa centro, pa adentro. If only it was blue.
Alright, now I'm going to the left.
There went thunder. Here comes rain.
Oh, that's a big one.
By the way, ladies, you look beautiful. Very much beautiful.
We're in the line for the wedding. They're paying attention. Nobody's paying attention on this side. It's all good. We're in the line for the wedding.
I promise to book flights from closer airports so we don't miss our flights. I promise to be hilarious and annoyingly charming when I'm the reason you're mad.
While also holding myself.
Say
that a little louder.
While also holding myself accountable.
I promise to never take your happiness for granted.
I promise to never take your happiness for granted.
And to be just enough of a grouch that I am never the thief of your joy.
To be just enough of a grouch that I'm never the thief of your joy.
And I promise that I am yours.
I promise that I'm yours.
Say I promise.
I promise.
Say I promise.
I promise.
Carlos. I promise I'm not mad anymore. We missed one flight. It's cool. I promise to treasure your inner softness. I promise to treasure your inner softness that you've been protected from. I promise to love almost everything that you have a strong opinion about. I promise to love almost everything that you have a strong opinion about. I promise if your glass is ever empty that I will fill it. I promise that if your glass is ever empty, I will fill it with coffee. And I promise that I'm yours. And I promise that I am yours. I promise. That's 3 times they promised. And together, We acknowledge that dogs are not people.
Which is why we prefer their company.
Carlos, do you take Sally to be your wife?
I do.
Sally, do you take Carlos to be your husband? You may now make out in front of your parents. I present to you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Carlos and Sally.
One actually was when I got roped into running a relay race, 190 miles from Miami to Key West. That was fun. You know,
The Ragnar!
the family kind of roped a few unaware people into cramming into a van and making a 24-hour trip. They were perfectly suited for this. This is what they do. But I was not aware and very quickly learned the family dynamic and a lot about Carlos that day. A lot about Carlos. So I really remember the first thing. We were walking over in a checkpoint, and someone walked over to us and were like, "Hey, we're really worried about this person on your team. We don't think they're gonna make it." Okay? And Carlos, that's gonna be Felix. Don't worry about it, you'll be okay. But actually, we start walking over, and then you kind of see Carlos. Maybe we should go check out. Let's walk over and just. Felix, you alright? Okay. As the day went on, those 24 hours, it wasn't a very competitive group, and if you know Carlos, that doesn't fly over very well. So he starts kind of looking at the map, he pulls out the rule book, he's kind of looking to see what we can do. And he's pleading with his family, please let me do this, let's do that. And it was kind of like autopilot. They were all kind of, I think, synchronized. No, Carlos, follow the rules. We can't do that. And, you know, they said it like it was something they've said millions of times. And so, fortunately, maybe an hour later, Carlos got his way when the officials came over, and they actually told him and the rest of us, hey, maybe you guys should start cheating kind of for the last place. And that was like his eyes lit up. He's like, I knew it! And he had the game plan. He knew exactly how to get to where we needed to be. And so that was, you know,
You were there, no?
it was the unleashing of Carlos that really started giving me an idea of what would happen later on. So a couple months later, we started working together, and that work relationship kind of turned into a true friendship, I would say, and I would really say way more than that. I would say Carlos is a brother to me at this point. I'm very thankful for the relationship that we've built over the years. I remember the first time, and this is really important as you get to know Carlos, the first time I went over to his house, as we were leaving to go out on our first outing, I heard someone, I don't know who it was, but someone in the packed house say, hey, keep him safe. And I didn't understand what they really meant at that point. I just, okay, they're just, you know, taking care of Carlos. And so I very quickly realized, when you do things with Carlos, Carlos doesn't do things halfway. You go 100 miles an hour. You want to run a 5K? No. We're running an Ironman. You want to go out for the night? No. 48 hours. You're not coming home till Monday, buddy. You want to go to Disney? Right now. Okay? So he's on my toes, and that's definitely something that I'm grateful for him. Something that his bosses have learned to live with, as Terry's here, she could probably attest to. Carlos has a way where rules kind of get blurry. Okay, but he finds a way to do things that many other people would fail to accomplish. Okay, he finds a way to elevate those around him and himself, obviously. Really, honestly, like I haven't met anybody else that's been able to do that. So Carlos has a really hard time staying still because of this, right? So 20% of that is life perspective, 80% of that is caffeine. So there's actually 3 tiers at Starbucks if you didn't know. There's green, right Carlos? Green. There's gold. And then there's the Carlos membership, where pretty much every barista in about a 10-mile radius knows his name and his order the second he walks in through the door. Anyway, 14 years later, we're still alive, and I fully understand every time I walk out that door when they say, keep him safe. But it's not just small talk, it's a challenge. So in those years, I've been blessed to see Carlos through many highs and many lows. And really, actually, it was one of the lows that I think kind of bridged the gap to this story. So he was not excited to go to St. Louis. In fact, he complained about it quite a bit. Pretty much on a daily basis. And all of a sudden, as I followed up with him on phone calls, you could kind of start to hear his mentality starting to change. And all of a sudden, hey, I might stay here a couple extra months. Right? Yeah. There's not a lot to do, but I kind of like you. What? And so I had to do a little bit of digging, a little bit of prying, and I started to realize, oh, there's a girl involved. Makes sense, right? So I heard a little bit about Sally, not too much. It was nothing ever too serious. He wasn't ready for anything just yet. But we took a trip over to visit him, and he kind of surprised us when we were driving over to Chicago. He said, hey, by the way, Sally's going to join us over here. And he started looking at his watch as we were picking her up at the train. And he's looking at the terminal, he's looking at his watch, he's looking at the terminal, he's super nervous. This isn't Carlos. He's a very confident guy, if you guys didn't know that about him. And so the second she jumps out of the terminal, Carlos, he's out of the car like lightning, he's running over to go say hi, gives her a nice hug. And she jumps into the car, and I'm kind of feeling this out. I'm like, all right, let's see what this Sally girl's about. You know? I've been given the task, keep them safe. And she jumps in, and right off the bat, you know, she doesn't do the, let me play it slow, let me get to know them. She's firing on all cylinders. She's a talker. She's like Carlos. Maybe more of a talker. We'll see. We're trying to figure out plans. We ended up playing bocce ball, I believe it was. Had a couple drinks. Sally's hanging in there. I'm impressed. She's doing a great job. And then we start getting a little competitive. Surprise, surprise. And Sally doesn't back down, not an inch. She's right there in it. Oh, I'm gonna get this one right here. You're gonna have to wait. And again, just like Carlos. Okay, this is really looking like there's something here. We ended up going the next day to one of our flower girls' birthday parties. She was turning 1. And typical fashion, Carlos, that's my daughter, sorry. She likes me, she wants to be with me. Typical Carlos, he might instigate a water balloon fight. And here comes Sally with water balloons chasing us around, having a great time, being silly. And as I left that day, I kind of pulled Carlos to the side and I said, hey, I see what you've been saying. She is like you. But she's smarter, 100%. She's funnier, 100%. And she's definitely better looking than you. So hey, please, Carlos, I approve, don't mess it up. And luckily he did just that. He figured out a way to get it done like he's done many times in the past. It doesn't hurt that she was graduating from PA school, because if you've known Carlos long enough, he's going to need that on-site medical help. And so we're here, and I'm extremely thankful for us to be able to be celebrating, I don't know if this is working now, the union between Sally and Carlos. Sally, he's clearly hit the jackpot. This is honestly the happiest I've ever seen him, the happiest I've ever heard him speak, and satisfied with where he is in life. As you guys get ready for this lifelong journey, these are things that I want you to expect. Yeah, he's not going to follow the playbook. Okay? He's going to keep you on your toes, 100%. And he's definitely going to test your patience. He's done it to everybody in this room at some point. But he's also going to be the most optimistic, the most loving, and the most well-intentioned human in the room. He's going to offer you everything he possibly can. And he's made the decision to classify you in what he holds the dearest to his heart, and that's family. So when he sees someone as family, that means he's going to fight for you literally, figuratively, every possible way until his dying breath. And trust me, I've seen him do it. There's a lot of morsels out there. But that means that the challenge is being passed to you. Okay? Please keep him safe, and I wish you guys a lifelong happiness together.
I hear y'all. Let's